Ladies and gentlemen, what a pleasure and privilege it is to have football back in the spring. Evidently, Vince McMahon found a max revive and redesigned, reclaimed, and rebuilt his old football league as 8 teams from across the nation. St. Louis, New York, Los Angeles, Dallas, Houston, Seattle, Washington look to breathe life and bring life back to the entity which once was. And I happily welcome you back to Hold My Nugget Studios for week 1 of the inaugural season of your 2020 XFL game highlight commentary. We begin down in Houston, where their team name is represented by Violent Fellatio, as the Roughnecks take on the LA High School Musical East High Wildcats. And PJ Walker going deep. He's got Cam No Newton Phillips into the end zone. Touchdown Roughnecks. His helmet is off already, so he's looking for some XFL groupies who'd like to give him some roughneck during halftime. So Cam Phillips, can you tell us how you scored? Basically what happened was, when I came off the line, I saw the dude with the dreadlocks never plugged in his controller. I ran right by him. He didn't stand a chance. I went into the end zone for the first XFL touchdown. Out to Meth Life Stadium we go, as the New York Guardians of the Galaxy take on the Tampa Bay Vipers. No Randy Orton. Isn't it hilarious how all this money the state of New York makes, they got their football teams playing in New Jersey? Back to Houston we go. Turn on the cha-cha slide. It's a reverse. As Whitfield got a couple blockers in front, he'd carry it inside the 30 for the Wildcats. Thank the Lord, Guardians of the Galaxy did not graduate from Pete Carroll University, as they'd go into the end zone and take a 6-0 lead over the Vipers. And they'd extend that lead to 7, as they'd go for a 1-point conversion from the 2-yard line and punch it in for the score. I'll explain the extra points in a little bit. The Wildcats in the period-colored zone. Child Canoff takes the snap, rolling towards his left. He's got green grass in front of him. He'll set up one block, go into the end zone, dive for the pylon. Touchdown! They even up the score at 6 apiece.
Yes!
And they'd go for 2 on their extra point try from the 5-yard line, and Canoff would find his man, and the Wildcats take the lead. Back to Meth Life Stadium we go. The Tampa Bay Vipers on the move, picking up the...
You want another one? Come at me, bro!
The DC defenders would connect from 34 yards out and take a 3-point lead over the Seattle Dragons. You know, the most beautiful thing about the sport of football is no matter what level you play at, you're always going to find somebody eating Butterfingers. Fumble on the play, it's recovered by the Roughnecks. Look at this clown.
Mamma mia!
Oh my god!
I cannot believe it! Here I go! Hee hee! I got it! Yeah! Ha ha ha!
Back to DC we go, and the Seattle Dragons participating in the 5 toes down challenge, because in the XFL you don't need 2 feet, you only need 1. So if you're suffering from diabetes and you had a foot amputated, the XFL is where you can still play football. Look at the replay as Bird would whisper in the defender's ear, "Hold my nuggets, suck my dick." First down Dragons. The Vipers looking to find the end zone on 1st and goal. Murray takes a shot. It's gonna be...
Yoink.
Intercepted by the Guardians. Pass came up shorter than Dwayne Wade's second child's time as a boy.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Right hand to the Pirate King, Brandon Silvers Rayleigh takes the snap, looking towards the end zone. He's got Austin Prohl. Touchdown Dragons, they take the lead. Now this was the explanation you were waiting for. Regarding the extra points, you can go for 1 from 2 yards, 2 from 5 yards, and 3 from 10 yards. No longer will you have extra points from field goal kickers. Now your team has to earn it. And what do we see the Dragons elect to do? They're going for 1 point from the 2-yard line. I, for one, love this decision. For too long have we considered the extra point a bathroom break. Now you gotta stick around and tell your bladder you only need 1 kidney. To hell with having to pee. Silvers takes the snap.
Oh shit.
The pass is picked off. We finally go down to Dallas, where the St. Louis Battlehawks take on the Dallas Renegades, and offense has been absolutely non-existent thus far throughout the first quarter. Although this was a magnificent move of the chains, this led to virtually nothing. The only reason why I'm showing you this is because it's been damn near 4 minutes and you ain't seen nothing from Dallas nor St. Louis. You might not see it for another 3 minutes, because both these teams absolutely suck. Well, at least for the first week, because it's unfair to say they completely suck after 1 week of football, but you catch my drift. The DC defenders, after another failure to find the end zone after driving down the field, would set up Ty Rouser for a 35-yard attempt. It's wide to the left. No good! Random thought. If porn stars were to swap apples with dildos and then proceed to go dildo bobbing, would that be considered diving for balls? As the Guardians would catch the football inside the 15 to the 11. As Deadpool would say, maximum effort. And on the very next play, look at the bottom of the screen. Look at the bottom of the screen. Defender done slipped on a banana, and the Guardians extend their lead.
What's he doing?
Ay, 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 ay. Wow. Here we go. Okay.
Don't do it. No. No.
Talk about being in the right spot. Ball fell right into his lap. 50-yard attempt for the Vipers, and it's as good as the AAF. It's defunct now, so you know it's no good. Here come the Seattle Dragons, baby. They've got a man.
Give me that.
But he plays for the other team. Pass intercepted by the DC defenders. Well, what do you know? It wasn't that long until we finally got a Dallas highlight. They'd go up 3-0. And the High School Musical East High Wildcats would extend their lead as Canoff would find Smallwood in the end zone as he channeled his inner Randy Orton. But let's just be honest. Homie almost dropped this pass all alone. I mean, you did catch the touchdown, but don't just act like you was out here killing people. You didn't drop the ball, but you were closer than sibling relationships in the state of Alabama. But back the other way come the Roughnecks as PJ Walker rolling towards his left. He'd find Sammy Occasional Hands Coates for the first down. Who knew this brother could find his hands? That brother was in the NFL dropping footballs like college dropouts drop classes. But currently, Walker would dump the football off to Butler and he'd find his way into the end zone, and Houston finally responds. Oh no, who let the Pokemon into the XFL? Watch out for that Snorlax! God damn it, they never stopped the Pokemon. The punt is blocked, recovered into the end zone. Touchdown DC. They regained the lead. At least Seattle stopped them on the 2-point conversion, because I don't know what this brother was trying to do. I kid you not, everybody who watched this game live, didn't it feel like every time number 3 was in the game and had the football in his hand, they got negative yards? Hey look guys, Cowboys legend Troy Aikman is on the sideline and he nearly got his ass ran over. Hey, what's going on? What are you taking my quarterback? Hey, you're not supposed to hit him. He's just a guest. You can't do that. We need Troy Aikman on commentary. We don't need Troy Aikman in the morgue. Stop attacking my quarterback. But the Battlehawks don't care about the Cowboys or the Renegades, as Ford would take 3 pills of Viagra, refuse to go down, go into the end zone, and give the Battlehawks the lead. Following a Wildcat field goal, P.J. Williams steps up in the pocket, rolling towards his left. He'd find his man in the end zone, and Houston would take the lead. These Wildcats are about to suffer the same fate as the Name's offense after the 2008 Miami Dolphins. It's going to be a very fast death for the Vipers. Yet another pass intercepted by the Guardians. It's just something about Tampa Bay quarterbacks turning the football over. Aaron Murray, you out here looking like Jameis Winston. Put your motherfucking head back down. Hey man, what did I do? I led the league in passing. Shut up, Jameis! Put your motherfucking head back down. Somebody get the podiatrist on the phone. Williams about to take somebody's ankles.
Gotcha, bitch.
My leg!
Yeah, that brother just died. Touchdown Dragons, they regained the lead. Time for a lesson, class. Gather around. In the XFL, on the kickoff, if the ball is not kicked beyond the 20-yard line, the kicking team will be flagged for illegal procedure. But in the NFL, illegal procedure would place the ball at the 40 if it's kicked out of bounds. In the XFL, if it does not get beyond the 20, you'd now get spotted at the opposing team's 45-yard line. I kind of like this rule. Kind of a harsh penalty, you know, putting the ball at the 45. But regardless, the kicker's got to kick the ball far. Back to Meth Life Stadium we go as the Guardians look to extend their lead, and it's time to take somebody's ankles.
Excuse me, bitch?
God damn, had that brother tackling oxygen like somebody on life support. And we would close out the first half across the league with teams connecting on field goals. For Dallas, they'd even up the score. For DC, they'd cut their deficit to 1. And for New York, they'd extend their lead to 17. We'd into the third quarter. Cardell Jones would connect with Eli Rogers, and they're now in Dragons territory. And on the very next play, time for a little bit of trickery, as Cardell Jones looking to go deep to Lee, who take 2 defenders to the Shadow Realm. and then go into the end zone for the defender's touchdown. They regained the lead. They'd elect to go for one on the extra point, and they would add to their lead and go up by 6.
If you don't get that bullshit out of my face, bitch.
But back the other way comes Seattle, and it's time for a little bit of magic. Call them Dragon Tales, as right hand of the Pirate King, Brandon Silvers Rayleigh, would find Austin Prohl once again. He'd played a tightrope like Janelle Monáe and go into the end zone as Seattle would even up the score.
That was easy.
Well, what do you know? Plays are being made in Dallas and St. Louis, as Dallas would find themselves inside the 15. The Roughnecks refusing to let up, as P.J. Walker would find his man in the end zone wide open. Were there any defenders on the field? Dallas would add another field goal and now take the lead. On the ensuing drive, the most entertaining punter in America, Marquette King, would go to kick the ball back to the Renegades, but somehow the kick caught Hurd in a genjutsu, because the man doesn't understand to leave the ball alone, nearly resulting in a St. Louis recovery for a score. Luckily, he didn't touch the ball, but I would love to know what was going through this man's mind. This brother missed football this much to where he said, to hell with my team, I just want to be around balls. You could have went and hung out with Michael Sam, you big dummy.
I like it.
The DC defenders would answer right back and regain the lead, as Cardell Jones, going deep, would find Rashad Ross activating his dreadlock powers, and the defenders go up by 6. Think fast, 3rd and goal for the Tampa Bay Vipers.
Shit out here, nigga.
They'd have to settle for a 23-yard field goal, and they're finally on the board. Here come the Battlehawks, baby, but look at the center. Look at number 67. This man doesn't have the speed to get to the second level. Did all that cardio for nothing, but they'd carry the ball inside the 10. And then Russell would waste little time submitting 2 feet to the 5 toes down challenge, as he'd catch it in the back of the end zone and give the Battlehawks the lead. Here comes Los Angeles, baby, looking to make a comeback after trailing by double digits. Yoink. But it appears they can't find their receipt to go to the sperm bank, as the pass is intercepted by the Roughnecks and returned to the 42. Just when he thought he had the reception.
Not on my watch.
Yoink.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Here comes Seattle, baby, looking towards their left, got a man.
Wahoo!
But he plays for the other team, and the DC defenders are headed to McDonald's. Can I get a McPick-6? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Welcome to the XFL in this bitch. Touchdown defenders. The Tampa Bay Vipers receivers might as well just be homosexual male porn stars, because they're very good at juggling balls. Mans was eating Butterfingers, fumbles on the play, it's scooped up by the Guardians of the Galaxy, and they're headed into the end zone, and they're going to make it a 20-point lead for New York. And the necrophilia is beginning down in Houston, because the Wildcats may be dead, but somehow they're still getting fucked. They scored 25 points unanswered. And when in Dallas, the Renegades do what the Cowboys do. That's terrible defense, as the Battlehawks would cross the 50 into Renegades territory. Finally, the Vipers would get on the board on 4th and goal.
It's false. No way. Not this time. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication. It never happened.
And for the first time in this half, Dallas actually made a play. He pulled his shoelaces loose. And somebody tell me why the Seattle Dragons are coughing up the ball. Are you even trying to make a comeback? I've seen better Dragons at Blackthorn City's gym. Get off the field, you goddamn bums! The Battlehawks would connect on a 48-yard field goal and extend their lead to 6. At this point, the Roughnecks are just trying to see if the Wildcats are into erotic asphyxiation, attempting to run up the score, but the pass was intercepted and returned to the 38-yard line. But did this help the Wildcats come back and win? Absolutely not. Game pretty much out of reach with only a minute and 10 seconds left to play. The Vipers on 4th and goal once again. They could never be evangelists. They can't convert on anything. And when in Dallas, time to do Dallas things. Here come the Renegades, baby.
Victory is mine.
Pass intercepted by the Battlehawks, and down go the Renegades. And that would do it for your 2020 inaugural week of the XFL season. But for the Dallas Renegades, LA Wildcats, Seattle Dragons, and Tampa Bay Vipers, take out your Metro cards and get aboard the L train. Why aren't you following me? Why haven't you subscribed already? You don't hear this shit? I'm hilarious.
What the hell's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all?
So what's on?
A pound you so hard there'll be nothing left of you. That's it, huh? You can't beat me! Here! I'll be sure to visit your grave! Over here! Do it! Just do it! Do it! Do it! Just do it!